Hey everybody, so earlier today I was in the comments on Instagram, because I share on Instagram as well. If y'all want to check me out on Instagram, my page is Crystal Made It Clear, at Crystal Made It Clear. So I wanted to talk about reincarnation, and I want to talk about some of the things I've been shown about reincarnation and my logic on it based on what I've been shown, because I did ask questions about, reincarnation. I wanted to get an understanding of everything. So I want to talk about why we reincarnate here and what happens during reincarnation. And but yeah, if y'all notice something on my face, I got bit, I guess, while I was sleeping, and it's been itching, so I've been scratching. But and I'm a little self conscious about it. But yeah, so for those of you who are just tuning in, my name is Crystal, and this is Spiritually Inclined. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you like what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about, I do random rants. I do, I share, information that I gain on my spiritual journey. I share, my discoveries and what I'm figuring out about the universe and how the universe communicates with us, and why we go through certain things, because I'm always trying to figure things out. That's just me. I want to know, what purpose is something always playing, in every moment. I know the signs and synchronicities, and I know when the universe is communicating with me. I've been on this spiritual journey for about 3 years now, and so it becomes routine to just, always be looking and listening out for messages from the universe. Right now, the universe is working on me with being more in tune with my intuition. It's trying to get me to be more familiar with my intuition, because sometimes we can confuse the intuition with the well, you really can't confuse your intuition with your ego unless you don't really know, how your intuition works. So the intuition is always going to tell you what's right. It might sometimes tell you some things that you don't want to hear, some realizations. Might tell you to do something that you might be scared to do, and if you're scared to do it, then that's your intuition telling you to do it, and your ego is telling you not to do it. So your ego always reaches for the worst case scenario of everything. It always wants to doubt what your intuition is telling you. It causes, like I said, it causes doubt. And it causes fear. Your ego clings to fear, worst case scenarios. It's always doubting. It's the thing that holds you back. Your intuition is the thing that pushes you forward. So yeah, so I might start doing readings on this channel. I got another channel that I do my readings on, but my guys have really been pushing me to do readings, and by me not having that much, I have a lot of experience with doing readings for myself, but I don't really have much experience with doing readings for others. So I'm gonna be, you know, experimenting and playing with that while I'm on here. Not saying like playing in a way where I'm not really trying to, you know, really do a reading. I'm gonna really be trying to, not trying. That's my ego trying to doubt my ability. But I'm gonna really be set intentions to channel messages for, you know, whoever's tuning in to my channel. And yeah, I can't be, your intuition will definitely tell you don't be afraid of, you know, failure. So I'm gonna let go of my fear of failure, and I'm gonna do this thing. And I can't really edit any videos because, like I said, I got space issues on my phone. So I just need y'all to bear with me. Every now and then I'm gonna try to do a card reading. I keep saying try. I'm gonna do a card reading. And that's just like I said, the ego is always jumping in there. You know, I'm gonna do a card reading, you know, here and there for, you know, messages from the universe, because I am well connected. Like I said, I talk to them all the time. So but yeah, I wanted to talk about incarnation. So incarnation and reincarnation. So there was a lady on a reel that was talking about the 144,000 and the 144,000 chosen ones and things of that nature. And I was talking about, I made a reel in relation to that, talking about how, you know, the term chosen ones is not mean that God chose you. It means that you chose to incarnate here for that specific purpose. You chose to incarnate here as a light worker or a starseed or a healer, or, you know, anything of that nature to help with the awakening that's happening, you know, right now, today. So like I said on my reel on Instagram, I don't really prefer the term chosen ones, because we weren't chosen. We are the ones that chose to come here. Everybody. And that's not restrictive to just, you know, us. That goes for everybody. Everybody incarnates here for a reason. That's why we come to Earth. And a lot of people are, what I tell y'all, it's like clockwork. Maybe I'm manifesting him to do this because I keep speaking into it and confirming it every time. But he always do this when I get started. He wasn't doing this before. But so it's not, you know, restrictive to just, you know, light workers, starseed. People incarnate here for many different reasons. It could be something as small as I ain't gonna say small, because everybody's life birthday, their soul felt it was important enough to come here to do it. But it could be someone wanting to experience a certain death. I'm gonna talk about the example that I get from this, because I'm always analyzing things and always thinking, and I get kind of fascinated. I got this channel that I watch. It's called Mr. Ballin Stories. It's here on YouTube, and he tells stories about the strange, dark, and mysterious. And he was telling a story about, you know, places that people go, and, you know, places people go that they're not supposed to go, and then, you know, they went anyway. So I've always been fascinated with people who are like drawn and driven, like focus driven, and get they really get like a rush from going into caves, and getting, people die a certain way. And so there's so many stories of people going into like cave exploring and things of that nature, and they don't care how tight the spaces are. They don't care, what the conditions are inside of them caves. And a lot of times they going and exploring caves that have like death warnings, that other people done died in, but they gonna go and explore the cave anyway. So I listened to a lot of those stories, and I put two and two together. I thought about incarnation and how our souls, before we're incarnated here on earth, before we're born, actually chooses what life path and how the life is going to play out, and what lessons to experience, that they want to experience while they're here on earth. But once we get here, we don't remember why we came here. And I follow Erin Lyons. I think I spoke about this on a video before. Erin Lyons, she's got a really close relationship with Source and all of beings and consciousness from above, and she channels. So when she channeled Source, some people was asking, like, why do we enter the realm of, why do we forget once we enter the realm of earth? And they pretty much explained it. Source explained that, think of it as going to a surprise party. You don't want the person that you're surprising to know, that they have a party until they get there. And that's like the concept that they use to explain why we can't know what our life, what we came here for. We have to remember it. So everybody that's being born here, not only chose to be here for a specific experience or purpose or path, you also choose everything from your parents all the way down to, like I said, the lessons that you learn throughout the whole experience. The people that you meet are people that you're meant to meet. Everybody have karmic lessons, and these relationships that we get in and they don't make it, and they're not successful, is because we're only in them to learn lessons. We're not meant to be with everybody. And that's why a lot of us go through, several relationships before we get to the one that's really for us, or some of us never really truly, meet our, person or end up with anybody. And a lot of that too is because nobody is really knowledgeable about divinity, and there's divine love, there's a soulmate, especially if you incarnated here for love. And I feel like that was part of my plan, and love was used to guide me towards my spiritual awakening, which is why I am a twin flame. I believe my soul incarnated here to experience love for human experience and pleasure, but also to assist with the awakening in this day and age, in this lifetime. So whatever you're driven to, I've always been driven to relationships. I think I failed in society because I've always been chasing love. I wasn't the best parent either, because I was so, you know, emotionally invested in relationships and things of that nature. I kind of, you know, I kind of stepped off from being the best parent that I could have been, that I would have been right now today, you know, had I had the mindset that I have now. And but love was always my drive. Like, it was like something that I had to have. I felt like I was just obsessed with being in love and finding love. And shoot, I got family. They were, you know, my cousins that I grew up with was more successful at you know, finishing school, you know, going to college and getting their careers going. And I've always struggled because, like I said, I was chasing love instead of trying to, you know, establish myself in life. And I always did. I had to go through life the hard way. I didn't graduate from high school, and I feel like I'm going on too much about myself, but I didn't finish high school, and I always just worked a job, and working jobs didn't really get me too much nowhere, as y'all can see right now. And that's why I said in the last video that I wasn't really a fan of working, because it doesn't yield results for me. And so I feel like my spiritual awakening has enlightened me to the fact that of the reason why I never was successful working and things, because I really actually signed up to do something, you know, more than just working a job. So now the universe is highlighting the fact that I have gifts and abilities, and we all do, because we're born in the likeness of the universe itself, the source, the creator. We're born in the likeness of it. We are aspects of it, experiencing, you know, having a human experience. So we can pretty much do the same thing as the creator, through the creator. So back to reincarnation. I'm sorry, I kind of, you know, I can ramble a little bit. Like I said, we all we incarnate here for certain purposes. Some of us, a lot of us, have reincarnated here several times. You could be an old soul. I feel like I'm an old soul because now I'm stepping into my purpose. Whereas I feel like if I've had, I don't know for sure, but I feel like if I feel intuitively that I have, and I feel like, you know, if I have, all my other lifetimes I probably hit and missed. I came here, lived, experienced, and didn't figure out my purpose until this lifetime, in this present day. So that's the thing too. A lot of us, we're not gonna remember. It's not meant for us to remember our past lifetimes, because we could have been somebody horrible in the past lifetime or whatever. But yeah, so I think it's pretty fascinating. And another thing I want to talk about too is, like, as far as reincarnation, like incarnation, and why our souls come here, is there are people who are thrill seekers. Now, I done been on Instagram scrolling, and I done seen several people doing stuff like climbing buildings and stuff without no type of equipment and things of that nature, and it always sparks a curiosity. I don't judge. I learned not to judge, and I'm neutral on everything. So I'm more curious than anything and I've always wondered what makes a person want to risk their life like that. And there's people who actually do stuff like that with no fear. And a lot of them probably signed up and, you know, accepted the fact that they are going to die like that. And that's why a lot of people end up losing their lives that way. I feel like before we incarnate, we know how the whole thing gonna play out. We know how we gonna die and everything. And so, because as we go through life, we make choices. We can also derail from that contract too, which goes back to past lives, because we may have signed up to come here to do something and then got here and got distracted because we have matrix programming, we have, you know, the government and things of that nature that, you know, work very hard to keep us from knowing our divinity. When we come here, they know these things that I'm talking about now. And so they have a whole system and agenda set up so it'll keep you distracted. It's like, you know, programming. And because they know how it works, because these beings that are up in higher realms, like I believe in the Illuminati, the Freemasons is really, they build structures or whatever, but they seem to be connected to the Illuminati in some type of way. The government, you know, and things of that nature. And I believe in the reptilians, and those beings were here before us, so they have a one-up on us as far as, you know, knowing about divinity, and they know our true power, but they keep us from knowing it by having a system. They've been running a system, and that's what the Great Awakening is about. It's about the crumbling of the matrix system. For once and for all, we're going to be rid of the matrix system. Now, the thing is that the matrix system will not cease to exist. It will still, you know, coexist, but it's going to be, you know, separate in energy. And that's why we have to match, you know, what energy we're going to be in. We're going to be in the 5D. You got to match that energy. Whereas we're going to continue to operate in the 3D where we match that energy. So I'm, like I said, I'm always for keeping my vibration high. It's pretty hard to maintain a high vibration with the, you know, there's still dense energy in, you know, the collective. So until the split is complete, we're still going to be dipping in energies. But yeah, so, you know, yeah, so they know about, you know, reincarnation, also the agenda for keeping the numbers down. There's an agenda that they've had where they try to keep a certain amount of, you know, people gone. But we still, you know, we reincarnate here, so they can't really, like, I don't know. It's not really easy for them to keep the population down, but they've been doing, you know, strategies of population control. And that keeps, I feel that population control keep people in a loop of reincarnation, because if they stay distracted from their true selves, which is what the agenda is all about, to keep you distracted from your true selves. Humans, because we are the only ones who don't, humans are the only ones that don't know their divinity. All the other beings know. You know, there's so many other beings that exist in this existence all together on different planets and all of that. Matter of fact, they are who we look like. We are their offspring, their experimental offspring, you know, of the Anunnaki who was here. They basically experimented and created us, and, you know, they're part of creation, because we don't belong to them. They're only able to create us through source. So they created us experimentally, and we look like them. That's where all the different races and things come from and all of that. But to keep people in a loop of reincarnation, because they know when you come back into this realm, you're not going to remember your past life. So it'll keep you from ever knowing. You know, you'll never know your divinity, and it would keep them in control. And that's pretty much what I get from, you know, population control, now that I'm, you know, getting an understanding from a higher perspective and what I've been learning on my spiritual awakening and journey. And so, you know, they know about reincarnation. We don't. A lot of people don't know that they lived past lives, because they're back here again in the veil of illusion. And each lifetime we have a chance to wake up and realize who we are and what our purpose is and what we came here to do. And if we don't, because of free will, you know, you may not figure out what it is you came to do. You have to set somehow. I feel like the events of life is what eventually guides you into your, you know, your spiritual awakening. Like mine was my relationship, my most recent relationship, and it was so difficult and beyond the normal, and I had to question my sanity, because I couldn't walk away from the relationship, but at the same time, it was like, you know, why can't I? You know, I started asking questions, why can't I leave this person? And when you have a twin flame, you know that you can't, it's not that easy to just leave the twin flame. You know, y'all have like a connection that continues to draw you together, and it was difficult for me to leave because of that connection, that constant energetic connection that we have. You actually share a chakra system with your twin flame as well, and I want to be talking more about twin flames too, because I have experience. I have years and years of experience. We all know 1111 is a twin flame number, and I met my twin flame November, the 11th month of 2011. So that was another synchronicity that let me know, like, yeah, this is like real, true divine love here. But at the same time, because of, you know, the things that we go through on earth, the traumas, the relationship baggage and things of that nature, the divine masculine often runs from the relationship and be the one to, you know, some of them project, you know, what they done been through in the relationship, and they run from the connection. Sometimes they end up with other people and all of that, and you know, it's all because they're not healed. So when you think about healing and you think about relationships, the only way a relationship is going to work is if both parties are fully healed. And I ain't gonna even say fully healed. I feel like two people can make it long as they are working on their healing, and they are intentionally, you know, like paying attention to, you know, how they handle each other and making conscious effort to change. Because me being unhealed and him being unhealed, that's like constant clashing, like constantly running to the wall. And that's how it was throughout our whole relationship. Like, we was together, we wasn't. Together, we wasn't. Together, we wasn't. We would trigger each other and separate. trigger each other, separate. So, you know, now we on our journey, our healing journey, and the whole thing is so much more peaceful now. But yeah, I'm gonna get more into the Twinflame situation a little bit later. I have so much I want to do on this channel, but I'm pace myself and, you know, take it, you know, one video at a time. So that's it, y'all. I hope, you know, some of this information has enlightened you. This is my spiritual rant on incarnation and reincarnation, and my personal take, as well as information that, you know, I've received during my journey while asking questions. That's what was revealed to me, and then, you know, I put my own spin and take on it by putting 2 and 2 together, and, you know, coming up with, you know, logic on all of it based on what I know. So, like I said, that's it. I love you guys. I hope that you guys enjoy the content that I am sharing. Please like and subscribe. Please share if need be, and take care. Ashe.